Okay, hello students, so welcome back. So आज we are going to discuss about slopes in coordinate geometry. Okay, so I want to discuss about slopes today when we talk in terms of the coordinate geometry. Okay, so what do we mean by slopes? Okay, so normally suppose that slopes का meaning क्या है, you might be knowing that we have an intuition about slope, like when you go to a garden, right, on a slide. So it's like this is a slide for kids, slide which is made for kids. So like this is for kids, and this is a slide for maybe for adults. So this is a slide for adults. So what will you say here? What will you observe here? You will say that the slope of the slide for kids is less than the slope of the slide for adults. Fair enough. That is a fair enough intuition when we talk about slopes. But we want to study about slopes with respect to the coordinate geometry. What do we mean when we talk about slopes in terms of the coordinate geometry? So that is what I want to talk about. Let us start the discussion. So suppose in terms of coordinate geometry, suppose of course we have this as the x-axis, and suppose this is the y-axis. Sorry, I totally reversed it. This is the x-axis and here we have the y-axis. Okay, so I'm sorry, I get a little bit mucked up in this line drawing. You can see that it's a little difficult to get a straight line going here. Okay, so sorry about that. So this is x-axis or this is the y-axis, we know that. Okay, and supposedly that I have a line like this from here to here. Okay, take this line in the xy plane, we have this line. Okay, now what do I mean when I say that a line has a slope here? What do I mean when a line has a slope here? How do we define that? Well, let us try to study how do we define that. So again, the garden definition is a different thing than the mathematical definition. Garden definition was okay for the garden, but yes, there is a resemblance, at least in terms of the idea of slope, right? So we'll come to that later on. Right now, let me try to give you a mathematical definition first, and then we'll try to understand it. Okay. So to define slope, let me take just 2 points here, one here and one here. So let me say that this point is say P, which is x1 y1, and let me call this as Q, which is say x2 y2. Okay, so like what is going to happen here? Like this is now x1, okay, and this will be y1, okay, and this will be like x2, एंड ये वाला जो है वो क्या हो जाएगा, वाइट हो जाएगा. ओके, सो नाउ what do we understand by slope here? What does the definition of slope for coordinate geometry status? Mind you, not the garden definition. Okay, so what does it state? Like in the coordinate geometry, what do we mean by slope? Here slope is simply y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. It is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That is the definition of slope in coordinate geometry. Okay, now that is the first definition. Now suppose I do something here. What I want to do is, I from this point P, I just draw a line like this, a straight line like this. I hope you are able to see that here, like this. Again, I am sorry about the triangle. It's a little difficult to draw here. Ah, okay, that's the best I can do. So suppose this is the triangle that I have drawn. This is point P of course, and ये जो है वो point Q है. Okay, ये angle है that is theta. That is theta. Okay. Now, if I ask you in ninth standard, you study trigonometry. Now, I ask you that can you define tan theta for me? Can you define tan theta? So, suppose that this is PQ and I name one more thing here, say R example. This is R point. So, can you define the tan theta for me? What is tan theta? Quickly. Tan theta क्या हो जाएगा? Opposite upon adjacent. Opposite क्या है? QR upon what is adjacent side? It is PR. Simple. ये 9th में पढ़ा है. Now tell me, QR को मैं कैसे लिख सकता हूँ? Can I write QR as y2 minus y1? Think about it. क्या मैं QR को y2 minus y1 बोल सकता हूँ कि नहीं? सोचिए आप लोग. और PR. What is PR? Can I call PR as x2 minus x1? Is PR x2 minus x1? देखो, this full thing is x2 ना. ये पूरा का पूरा x2 है और ये इतना जो है वो क्या है x1. तो x2 minus x1 will be PR. I hope you understand it. वैसे यहाँ पे ये y2 है पूरा और ये क्या है y1 है. तो y2 minus y1 will be what? It will be QR. I hope you got this. चलो. So now compare this 1 and 2. What we are getting from that? See, we are getting something very unique here. Yeah, we can see that from 1 and 2 we can say that slope is tan theta and it is same as y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Very surprising result, right? At least तो हमने सोचा नहीं था. We are merging trigonometry along with the coordinate geometry here. So tan theta here in terms of our x and y axis and in terms of y coordinates क्या हो गया? Tan of theta y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. और that itself is the slope of the line. Which line? The line that I have drawn here, right? Right. So like that is the first thing and the first formula that you need to know. This is a very important result in terms of slope, right? In terms of the slope.